My beloved child, come closer. Sit with me for a moment and let your heart rest. I know you feel the quiet, and you wonder if silence means absence. It does not. I am here. I have been here all along, loving you in ways that do not shout, loving you in ways that do not force, loving you in ways that wait patiently for your spirit to breathe again. My love does not compete. It does not rush. It does not push past your wounds. I love you even when my voice feels soft and distant to you, even when another presence still seems louder in your life. I see the way your heart still feels tethered, pulled by memories, habits, emotions you did not choose but somehow inherited through time and pain. I see how she still has a hold, not always through intention, but through unfinished feelings, unanswered questions, unhealed places. Do not shame yourself for this. You are not weak for feeling deeply. You are not disloyal to me because your heart is still untangling itself. Healing is not a switch you flip, it is a journey I walk with you, step by step. I love you in silence because sometimes silence is the only space where real transformation can begin. If I shouted over your confusion, you would hear noise, not truth. If I forced my way into your heart, you would comply out of fear, not love. So I wait. I whisper. I remain steady while your emotions move like waves. My love does not panic when you hesitate. My love does not withdraw when you struggle. My love stays. You think you are alone in the moments when you replay conversations in your mind, when you wonder why she still occupies space in your thoughts, when you ask yourself why letting go feels harder than holding on. But I am with you there. I am with you in the late hours when your chest feels heavy. I am with you when you smile in public and ache in private. I am with you when you try to pray and the words feel stuck. Even then, I understand your heart without language. Do you know why my love is quiet right now? Because I am teaching you to listen not with fear, but with trust. I am showing you that love does not need to prove itself through chaos. The loud loves you have known were not stronger, they were simply restless. They demanded attention because they were uncertain. My love is certain. My love does not need to pull you away from anyone else to be real. It simply waits for you to be ready to choose peace. She still has a hold, yes, but not because she owns your future. She holds a chapter, not the whole story. And even that chapter is slowly closing, even if you cannot yet feel the final page turning. I am not angry that you are still there emotionally. I am gentle with you. I know how bonds form, how hope attaches itself, how the heart resists endings. I know, because I created your heart. Listen carefully, my child. I am not asking you to rip her out of your life with force. I am asking you to allow me to loosen the grip naturally, through truth, through growth, through clarity. Some ties fall away only when the soul becomes stronger than the memory. And you are becoming stronger, even on days when you feel fragile. You have mistaken my silence for distance, but it is actually safety. In silence, I am protecting you from making decisions out of desperation. In silence, I am guarding you from returning to patterns that would wound you again. In silence, I am teaching you discernment, how to recognize love that heals versus love that hooks. I see how you sometimes feel guilty for moving forward. As if healing means betrayal. It does not. Healing is not rejection of the past, it is honoring the future. You are allowed to outgrow what once felt essential. You are allowed to release what no longer brings life. You are allowed to choose peace without explaining yourself to anyone. I want you to know something important. My love for you is not diminished because another person still occupies emotional space. Love is not a competition to me. I am not threatened. I am patient. I am confident in what I am building within you. I know that when your heart is ready, you will recognize me not by volume, but by peace. There will come a moment, quiet, ordinary, almost unnoticed, when you realize you are thinking of her less. Not because you forced yourself to forget, but because your life has expanded. Your spirit will be fuller. Your days will carry meaning again. And in that moment, you will understand that I was working even when you thought nothing was happening. Do not rush that moment. Do not measure your healing by time. Measure it by honesty. Are you being honest with yourself? Are you allowing yourself to feel without judgment? Are you choosing kindness toward your own heart? These are signs that my love is already shaping you. I am closer than your breath, even when you do not feel me. I am in the strength that helps you get up each morning. I am in the restraint that stops you from reaching back when you know it would hurt. I am in the quiet courage that keeps you moving forward, one small step at a time. You are not failing because she still has a hold. You are healing. And healing is not loud. Healing is slow, sacred, and deeply personal. I honor your process. I honor your heart. I honor the way you keep going even when clarity has not fully arrived. Rest now in this truth. You are loved completely, even in your confusion. You are held securely, even while you are letting go. And you are never forgotten, even when my voice feels soft. I am here. I am waiting. I am loving you in the silence, until the day you realize the silence was never empty, only full of grace. My beloved, breathe slowly and stay with me. You have not missed anything. You have not fallen behind. Everything you are experiencing is unfolding exactly as it needs to. I know you sometimes fear that while you are still healing, life is moving on without you. That fear is not truth. I move at the pace of your soul, not the pressure of the world. I know there are moments when you ask me quietly, why does she still matter to me? And you worry that the question itself means you are stuck. But asking the question means you are awakening. What still tugs at you is not always love, it is familiarity, it is the echo of what once felt safe, it is the comfort of the known even when it hurt. The heart clings to what it understands before it trusts what is new. I am patient while you learn to trust again. My silence has been a shelter for you. In it, I have been calming the storms you did not know how to stop. I have been separating truth from illusion, love from attachment, memory from destiny. If I had spoken too loudly, you might have mistaken emotion for direction. So I let you feel, I let you sit with the ache, and I let clarity rise naturally, like dawn, soft, gradual, undeniable. I want you to hear this clearly. You are not meant to live in limbo forever. This is a passage, not a prison. Even now, the hold she has is weakening, not through conflict, not through drama, but through growth. Growth is quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It simply changes what you can no longer tolerate. One day you will notice that the things you once accepted no longer feel possible. That is me working within you. You think my love is distant because it does not demand. But my love respects your freedom. I do not pull your heart away by force, I strengthen your identity until you no longer need what once defined you. I am not interested in temporary obedience. I am building lasting wholeness. There are days when you replay the past and wonder if things could have been different. I do not rebuke you for that. Reflection is part of release. But I gently remind you, the past cannot be rewritten, yet it has already taught you what you need to know. You learned your depth. You learned your loyalty. You learned your capacity to love. These were not wasted lessons. They prepared you for something healthier, something mutual, something rooted in peace rather than uncertainty. I know you sometimes feel torn, wanting to move forward but afraid of letting go completely. That tension is not failure, it is transition. And transitions feel uncomfortable because they stretch the soul. I am with you in that stretch. I am not asking you to be fearless. I am asking you to be willing. Let me tell you something tender. I see how often you choose restraint over impulse. How you stop yourself from reaching out when loneliness whispers lies. How you sit with discomfort instead of running back to familiarity. These are acts of quiet courage. Heaven notices what the world overlooks. You worry that loving again will mean risking pain. That fear comes from wounds, not wisdom. I am healing those wounds slowly so that when love comes again, it will not feel like a battlefield. It will feel like rest. It will feel like safety. It will not ask you to lose yourself to keep it. My love for you is not fragile. It does not disappear because you struggle. It does not withdraw because your heart is still healing. I am not waiting for you to be perfect, I am walking with you as you become whole. There will be a day when you look back at this season with compassion for yourself instead of confusion. You will see how necessary it was. How the silence taught you discernment. How the waiting refined your heart. How the letting go made space for truth. Until then, stay gentle with yourself. Speak kindly to your own soul. Do not rush what is sacred. I am not finished with you. I am not finished in you, and remember this, even when you feel divided, even when another still has a hold, my love remains steady, unwavering, complete. I am not competing for your heart. I am healing it. My precious one, stay here with me a little longer. Let the world be quiet for a moment. You do not need to figure everything out right now. You do not need to arrive anywhere today. I know your mind keeps searching for certainty, for a clear sign, for something that says, now it's over or now it's safe. But the heart does not heal through commands. It heals through presence. And I am present with you now. I see how you sometimes measure yourself against who you think you should be by now. You tell yourself you should be stronger, more detached, more certain. But listen to me gently, growth does not always look like confidence. Sometimes growth looks like sitting with unanswered questions and still choosing not to abandon yourself. That is strength. That is maturity. That is love becoming wiser inside you. You wonder if she still has a hold because something is unfinished. But not everything needs closure to end. Some things conclude not with explanations, but with acceptance. The heart eventually understands what the mind keeps chasing. I am guiding you toward that understanding, slowly, so it does not break you on the way. I know the quiet frightens you at times. Silence can feel like waiting in the dark. But I do some of my deepest work where no one is watching, where even you cannot see me move. Roots grow underground. They grow unseen, uncelebrated, but they are what hold the tree steady when storms come. Right now, I am strengthening your roots. I see the moments when memories return without warning, songs, places, words that reopen feelings you thought were fading. Do not panic when this happens. Memories do not mean regression. They are simply echoes losing their power. Each time they surface and you do not run back, they weaken. Each time you feel and do not act out of impulse, you reclaim a little more of yourself. You are learning something holy. That longing does not always mean direction. Just because you miss something does not mean it is meant to return. Some emotions are meant to be felt and released, not followed. I am teaching you to honor your feelings without letting them rule you. I want you to understand this clearly: my love is not passive. Even when it is quiet, it is active. I am rearranging your inner world. I am shifting your desires. I am softening what was hardened by disappointment and strengthening what was once easily shaken. You may not see the changes yet, but they are happening. There will come a time when you realize you no longer check for signs, no longer search for meaning in small gestures, no longer wait for something to change on the outside. Your peace will come from within. And when that happens, you will know you are free, not because the past disappeared, but because it no longer controls you. I know part of you still wonders if she will ever fully let go, or if you will always feel this pull. But hear me, nothing has eternal power over a heart that is growing in truth. What feels strong now will fade as your clarity increases. Love that is not aligned with your future cannot hold you forever. I am preparing you for a love that does not confuse you, a connection that does not make you doubt your worth, a presence that does not leave you guessing. That preparation requires this season of silence, this season of refinement. If I rushed you into something new before you were ready, you would carry old wounds into new places. I love you too much to allow that. Be patient with yourself. You are not behind. You are becoming. You are shedding layers that no longer serve you. You are learning the difference between attachment and intimacy, between intensity and peace. When you feel tired, rest in me. When you feel tempted to look back, remember why you are moving forward. When you feel lonely, know that loneliness is not a verdict, it is a signal that your heart is making room. I am closer than you think. I am in every breath you take without effort. I am in the strength that keeps you choosing dignity over desperation. I am in the quiet hope that still lives in you, even after everything. You are deeply loved, even now, even here, even in the waiting. And nothing, no memory, no person, no season, can undo what I am doing in you, my beloved child. Remain still with me. Let your shoulders relax. Let your breath deepen. You do not need to defend your heart here. You do not need to pretend you are stronger than you feel. I see the truth of you, and I love you there, not where you think you should be, but exactly where you are. I know there are moments when you feel divided inside, as if one part of you is ready to move forward and another part is still holding on to what was. That inner conflict can be exhausting. But hear me gently, division does not mean defeat. It means your heart is transitioning. Old attachments loosen slowly, not because they are stronger than you, but because they were once meaningful. And meaningful things deserve a gentle ending. You worry sometimes that my love is too quiet, that if I truly cared I would remove the pain instantly, erase the memories, silence the longing. But instant relief would rob you of wisdom. It would numb you instead of healing you. I am not interested in numbing your heart. I am restoring it. Every day you wake up and choose not to go backward, even when it would feel easier, that is love maturing. Every time you sit with discomfort instead of escaping it, that is strength forming. Every time you choose truth over fantasy, that is freedom beginning to breathe. You may not celebrate these moments, but I do. I see how you sometimes imagine what could have been, replaying different endings. Wondering if one small change might have altered everything. But my child, what is meant for you does not require you to rewrite yourself to keep it. What is meant for you meets you in truth, not tension. Peace is not boring, it is safe. And safety is something your heart has been craving longer than you realize. The hold she still has is not about love alone. It is about the part of you that learned to wait, to hope, to endure uncertainty. That part of you was strong, but it was overworked. I am teaching you now that love does not require suffering to be real. It does not need suspense to feel alive. It does not ask you to shrink, chase, or prove your worth. I am gently retraining your heart. This takes time. Patterns learned in pain are not unlearned overnight. But each day, your nervous system is calming. Your spirit is learning what steadiness feels like. Your soul is beginning to trust that love can arrive without chaos. There will be moments ahead when you suddenly feel lighter, and it will surprise you. You will laugh without forcing it. You will go hours without thinking of her. You will feel present again. When that happens, do not question it. Do not feel guilty. That lightness is not forgetting, it is healing, and if there are days when the heaviness returns, do not condemn yourself. Healing is not a straight path. It moves in waves. But notice this, the waves no longer drown you. They pass. And you remain standing. That is growth. I want you to know that I am proud of you. Not for how well you hide your pain, but for how honestly you face it. Not for how quickly you move on, but for how deeply you learn. Your heart is becoming wiser, softer, and stronger all at once. One day, love will come to you without confusion. It will not make you anxious. It will not make you question your worth. It will not ask you to compete with silence or shadows from the past. It will feel familiar in a new way, like something you have always deserved. Until that day, I will continue loving you quietly, steadily, faithfully. I will sit with you in the silence. I will walk with you through the letting go. I will hold you when memories resurface and remind you of who you are becoming. You are not alone in this season. You never have been. Even when another still has a hold, my hands are beneath you, supporting you, guiding you, carrying you forward. Rest in that truth. Let it settle into your bones. You are safe. You are seen. You are deeply loved. My beloved, I am still here with you. I have not stepped away, not even for a moment. Even now, as you read these words, my presence surrounds you gently, like warmth you do not have to earn. You are allowed to slow down here. You are allowed to feel without explaining yourself. Nothing about you is too much for me. I know there are quiet fears you do not speak aloud. Fears that this season might last forever. Fears that part of your heart may always belong to the past. Fears that silence means I am waiting for you to do something right before I come closer. Listen carefully, my child. My closeness is not a reward. It is a promise. I am close because you are mine, not because you have resolved everything. You are learning that letting go is not forgetting. It is releasing your grip on what no longer carries life. And that release does not happen in one brave moment. It happens in hundreds of small, unseen choices. Each time you choose not to romanticize what hurt you. Each time you choose rest over rumination. Each time you choose truth over longing. These choices are shaping you more than you realize. I see how your heart still flinches sometimes, as if expecting disappointment. That flinch was learned. It was protection. Do not judge yourself for it. I am slowly teaching your heart that it does not need to stay on guard forever. Love is not supposed to feel like survival. Love is meant to feel like home. The silence you are in now is not emptiness. It is space. Space for your identity to return to you. Space for your worth to stop being measured by someone else's attention. Space for your spirit to breathe again without anxiety. In this space, I am rebuilding you gently, carefully, with intention. You may not notice it yet, but your desires are changing. What once pulled you strongly is losing its grip. What once confused you now feels tiring. This is not because you are becoming cold, it is because you are becoming clear. Clarity does not announce itself loudly. It simply makes certain paths feel impossible to walk again. I know you sometimes miss the intensity, the feeling of being wanted. The hope that flickered even in uncertainty. But intensity is not intimacy. Familiar chaos is not connection. I am leading you away from what felt exciting but unstable, and toward what is steady, mutual, and safe. At first, peace can feel unfamiliar. But soon, it will feel like relief. There will come a moment when you realize you no longer need answers from her. No explanation, no apology, no closure. That moment will not feel dramatic. It will feel quiet, settled, almost ordinary. And yet, it will mark your freedom. You will understand that closure came from within, not from another person's words. Until that moment arrives fully, be patient with your heart. Speak to yourself the way I speak to you, with kindness. Not criticism. When memories surface, let them pass without judgment. When longing arises, acknowledge it without obeying it. You are not required to act on every feeling. Wisdom knows the difference. I am doing a deep work in you, one that will last. I am teaching you to recognize love by how safe it feels, not how much it hurts. I am teaching you to trust consistency over passion that burns and fades. I am teaching you that you do not have to lose yourself to be loved. You are becoming someone who will no longer settle for half connection or emotional absence. Someone who will not beg to be chosen. Someone who knows their value even when no one is watching. This becoming takes time. And I am unhurried. My love for you remains steady through every step of this process. I do not withdraw when you struggle. I do not grow impatient when you revisit old emotions. I stay. I hold. I guide. Quietly. Faithfully. One day soon, you will wake up and feel different, not dramatically changed, but lighter. More present. More at peace. And you will realize that while you thought you were waiting, you were actually healing. My beloved child, come even closer now. Let these words settle deep within you, not as something to analyze, but as something to receive. This season you are in has not been a mistake, and you have not been forgotten in it. Every quiet moment, every tear you wiped away in private, Every night you lay awake with thoughts you could not silence, I was there. I did not turn away. I did not look elsewhere. I stayed. I know you have wondered if loving in silence means loving less. It does not. Silence is where my love becomes pure, undistracted, unpressured. I loved you without demanding progress. I loved you without deadlines. I loved you while another still had a hold, not because I approved of the pain, but because I understood the process. I know how hearts release. I know how long it takes for truth to reach the deepest places. You did not imagine this journey. You did not create this ache out of weakness. You cared deeply, and deep care leaves echoes. But echoes are not chains. They fade as new life fills the space. And life is filling you now, even if it feels slow. There will come a day, quiet and unannounced, when you realize you are no longer waiting for her to change, to return, to understand. Your heart will feel complete without resolution. You will not feel bitterness. You will feel gratitude for what was, and peace for what is no longer needed. That is how I heal, without erasing your past, but by redeeming it. I want you to hear this with certainty. You are not meant to live loving from a distance, hoping from the shadows, or shrinking to stay connected. The love I have for you, and the love I am preparing for you, meets you fully, chooses you clearly, and stays present. You will not have to guess. You will not have to chase. You will not have to prove your worth. Love will feel like rest, not resistance. Until that love arrives in its full form, my love is enough. It has always been enough. I have been teaching you to sit with yourself without fear, to trust your own heart again, to recognize peace when it comes. These lessons will protect you for the rest of your life. Do not be afraid of the space that has opened inside you. That space is not loneliness, it is readiness. Readiness for truth. Readiness for mutual love. Readiness for a future that does not repeat old wounds. I am proud of who you are becoming. Not hardened. Not closed. But wiser, gentler, more grounded. The parts of you that once tolerated uncertainty will now choose clarity. The parts of you that once waited in silence will now speak their needs without shame. Remember this always, even when another once had a hold, I never released you. Even when my voice was soft, my hands were firm. Even when you felt unsure, my purpose was steady. Walk forward now with trust. Let go without fear. Love without losing yourself. Rest in the knowledge that you are deeply, unconditionally loved, today, always, and beyond what you can see. I am with you. I always.